big wheels. Oh, good, good. Any adults, if you wish to sit, you can fill in the other seats if you want, okay? Yeah, if you want to move that way, I'm trying to focus on your kids.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can check her. I'll do it if you want. Before I kick it over.
Oh, the sun.
Going right back here, okay, bud? Microphone on? We're good? Yep, microphone's on. We're just about ready to get going. I'd like to fill somebody into that seat there. Well, Mark, I'm speaking. You got a seat? You're going to sit there? Sure. I just want to make sure what's going on. All right. You all set? Yep. Good to go? Almost. So, you're all set here. Let me just check with my camera crew one last time. I'll give me the thumbs up. Yep, you're good to go. Once I give you a thumbs up. You know me, none of that. Good morning, everyone.
My name is Mark Roberts, and I'm the chair of the board of directors for the Boys and Girls Club of, well, now it's the Boys and Girls Club of Kennebec Valley, Clubs of Kennebec Valley. We changed our name. And welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony for our new clubhouse. It's a very exciting time. It's been a long time coming. Wow, not very ergonomic, I'll say you. When I joined the organization 23 years ago, we were part of the Garden Recreation Committee. So the idea of a clubhouse, while it was in our minds, it really wasn't something we were thinking too much about. And then we said, hey, we got a need. We're going to need a teen center. So we started at the train station and became a Boys and Girls Club. Then we said, oh, we got more of a need. We've got to serve our infants. So the Prey Street came open. We got that building, and we started serving 6 weeks and older. So we were going from 6 weeks all the way through teenagers. And that was quite an accomplishment. And Prey Street was a good building, is a good building. Just, it's older, not very efficient, not very efficient both heating-wise and space configuration-wise. And we said, boy, we've got the need, we have the drive, just missing the money. And it's always the money. So it's like a three-legged stool. It's just not going to work out so well without the money. We said, well, we sort of need a catalyst to bring some money in here. We have the drive and the passion and the need. So we started the building committee meeting. And we said, from that, we really need to have a sort of a budget, think of idea how much it'll be, and then move up to a capital campaign. And then we said, boy, who in our community has the business clout, the experience with fundraising and buildings, could we see? It just so happens that Peter Prescott had talked to us about this before, and he knew Gina Canning, and no one can say no to Peter Prescott, right? And then John Filona was part of it too, so we had three chairs, tri-chairs of our basically our commission for building funds in here. And it's been a long ways coming because, as you know, construction takes a long time to do. Actual design and the thought process is really long. And that's been quite some time. So thank you, Peter, Gina, and John, which I don't think John's right here right now. But thank you for your effort, your drive. And Peter, thanks for sort of pushing us along a lot, because that's what you do nicely. So next up, we're going to have Caitlin Paul, who's going to sing the national anthem for us. She currently is a first-year student at Harvard University studying music. She's a graduate of Gardner Area High School in 2020, and she is excited as well to kick this off. So if I could have you stand up. Flag is back to my left or to your right, and I'll have Caitlin sing, and we'll get going.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Thank you very much, Caitlin. As usual, a wonderful rendition. Never fails. So now Ingrid will be next speaking. She is the CEO of the club and our go-getter is what she is. Go-getter. So Ingrid.
Okay. Oh, wow. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Wow. I can't believe it. I just want to thank everybody who has given years of effort to this project. Friends, family, moms, dads, you name it. This is truly a community effort, and I want to thank every single one of you that are here today to celebrate with us. I'd like to thank my board of directors, the campaign cabinet, and the dedicated club employees who make our club what it is every single day, day in and day out. Thank you, Nancy. Okay. This project will ensure that great futures are here for generations to come. We stand here at the site of our new 28,000 square foot clubhouse with playgrounds that are all scheduled to be open in late October 2022. Also here at 14 Prey Street, we'll be building a new high school soccer and lacrosse field in memory of Charles F. Canning, a sports building with bathrooms and concession stands and maybe storage if we can squeak it in there. We look forward to the day when 14 Prey Street is once again serving over 3,500 kids, families, and seniors annually with childcare, teen centers, summer fun, sports, and gatherings. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize 3 outstanding individuals who have made this clubhouse possible. Without them, none of us would be standing here today celebrating. That's Gina Canning, Peter Prescott, and John Filona, who couldn't be with us today, but these 3 go-getters, yes, we can do it, where do we need to start and what do we need to do? And really that was about 2016 when the planning started. So I appreciate you, and I'm sure everyone else does, so could we give them a round of applause? I'd also like to recognize other champions who in the beginning of this project came on board. The City of Gardner, Linda Gagney, Norm and Teresa Elvin, Kennebec Savings Bank, Bangor Savings Bank, Central Maine Power, Cross Insurance, Paul Kaloum, and Jenny Swain. Along with these folks, over 230 other gifts have come in for this project. You are all leaders, visionaries, mentors, role models, and advocates. And every one of us standing here today stand as a team, and we appreciate every single thing, every gift that you have all given. Together, we have raised nearly $9.5 million. Woo! I need my cheerleader. I was a cheerleader, you know, Mark. Yes. So with that said, we still need to raise $650,000 to ensure that the day our clubhouse opens, October 2022, it will be debt-free. So yay, we need everyone's help. We're not done yet. And last but not least, to my tireless club team, I appreciate every one of you. Every one of you that show up every day to work during a pandemic, and you just go with whatever needs to be done that day, be it remote learning, wearing masks, social distancing, whatever is expected of you, you've done it, and I appreciate you. Go team! I'd also like to recognize Todd Valentine, our project manager. Steve Weatherhead and his design team, and Joe LaJoy, our construction manager. They've brought this project to where it is today, where we could actually put a shovel in the ground. I'd also like to thank Steve McGee and his team for getting the property ready today, and they'll be the folks that are going to be doing the groundwork for us. So we'll be watching out the window. All those windows have little faces in it, so they're very excited. And for all of you club kids, guess what? This is for you. Woo! Some are taking a bow. So now I'd like to introduce Gina Canning to the podium to speak to our project. And thank you, Gina. I appreciate you and love your support and love for our kids.
Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you, everyone. I want to say thank you so much to my incredible family and friends and support system who's been hearing me talk about this project ad nauseum for 4 years and rallying every one of them and emptying as much of their pocketbooks as I possibly could, and they have all rallied around me. But several people have asked me why this particular place and this particular project means so much to me. And I will tell you that when I first visited this club, it was about 8 years ago, at the request of some of the employees at Pine State who had children in various programs here. At that time, I myself was working full-time, and I was raising my son alone. As you might imagine, I had a deep appreciation for the comfort a parent feels during the workday, knowing their child is in a safe, warm, and nurturing environment. It was a chilly but bright spring afternoon. And the club, it was not a pandemic. It was full, it was a beehive of activity. As I walked the halls with Ingrid, buses arrived, signaling the end of the school day, and dozens of children were bursting into the building. Off they went to snack time, various sports, and staffed tutoring sessions. It was like an orchestra of children, preschoolers to teens, all moving about in an organized rhythm. As I toured the playground, some high school kids meandered across this field. Ingrid explained to me they were coming to hang out at the teen center or to work with the littles, fulfilling their community service hours. I was completely taken by the energy of this place. The basketball nets were frayed, the pavement and the playing fields were completely uneven, and yet the tired old campus radiated a sense of community, purpose, and love. When I returned to Pine State, I spoke to my partners, Keith and Nick, and they quickly rallied around my enthusiasm for supporting this club. Back then, Ingrid was not asking for much. That was back then. Perhaps, she said, you could drop off some healthy snacks and some water and some funds to repair the broken refrigerator. Keith, Nick, and I were like, oh, this is easy. This is easy. And so without her asking, we started sending over money along with the snacks. But then Peter Prescott got wind that I was enthusiastic and Nick was around and Keith was there and we were excited about the club, and I was summoned. As everybody's been in Peter's office, you get summoned to Peter's office. I didn't know Peter. I know Peter now. Peter and John Filona had been quietly helping out at the club for years. Peter had a vision that together we could create a better home for these kids. We can do better, right, everybody? Basically, he said, The mission is to keep all the special warmth and all the programs and to house it in an updated club with high-functioning heating, plumbing, and infrastructure. The consistent waiting lists for each program demonstrated the great need for the work ahead was to mobilize the community support necessary to raise over $10 million. It has been 4 years of tireless dedication by this staff, our board, our mayor, our city council, and our campaign cabinet. Then, of course, throw in a worldwide pandemic. But today, here we are on a field with equipment on site, and it is a great honor for me to be here today. And I look forward to the many celebrations ahead when we see child's faces and full smiles and hear their lovely voices. And when we dedicate what will be called the level playing field in memory of my father, who inspired many a young person to dream big. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to ask Peter Prescott to come to the podium, and I'd like to thank Peter for being my lifelong friend, partner in crime, mentor. We love you, Peter.
I'd just like to start by saying that all of the people so far that said nice things for me, that's a paid-for political announcement. I got to tell you, it's just wonderful to see all you kids over there, and I got to tell you, I'd rather be sitting over there with you than being up here. I've got a little cleanup to do for my father-in-law, Rosie. He wanted for me to let everybody here know that you've taken a hockey rink, because we put a hockey rink here pretty close to 100 years ago. And I was in a meeting and they said they couldn't use this field very often because it was always wet. Well, that's because we put enough water on here to do it. So I just wanted to clean that up. Now, I need to ask one of you, because sometimes I get run away and get off on a tangent. So Andy, wherever Andy is, Andy, if I go over 2 hours, you let me know. 2 minutes. I could not even start in 2 minutes. I want to thank everybody for coming, because this is one great event, and there's only going to be another day that's better than this, and that's the day that we come here to see all the kids come from that old building into this new building. And that's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. You know, in almost 100 years, I've somehow got involved in a lot of projects. And this just is my favorite project. And to see it through and all of the hard work and all of the people and all of the team effort is just absolutely unbelievable. And I got to tell you, if Andy's going to give me the time, I got to tell you a little story about Ingrid. A little over 6 years ago, and I know you were telling stories about me, Gina, but wait till you hear about Ingrid. I got a phone call from Ingrid, and she asked me if I would be available to come look at their van. They had a van to take the kids around, and I said, well, what do you want to look at that for? She said, well, I think it needs a little work, and I thought if you looked at it, you could see if maybe the garage could help us with the work on the van. So I think it was the next day I drove over here, and I was on the side of the building, and I went up and I saw this thing sitting there, and so I started to look at it, and I said, wow, this can't be the van they've got using. So I didn't know Ingrid was in the window, so I called her on my cell phone. She answered, and I said, where is the van you wanted me to look at? She said, you're at it right now. So I went to a dealer and found another van, and so I said to him, you go down and tell how much trade-in you're going to give on the van, and then let me know what the new van cost. So he called me up and he said, I got good news and bad news. I said, what is that? He said, the price is the same whether you turn in that van or whether you don't. So we've come a long way, right? But this is going to just be wonderful if you think about it, to serve all of the kids, all of the families, to serve the community. And a lot of people have been saying, because they've been so wonderful and got involved, they've been saying that they think that this clubhouse will be the best clubhouse in Kennebec County. I'm here to tell you this is going to be the best clubhouse in the state of Maine when we're done. And this is absolute living proof. Is living proof of what you can do as a team with people working together, the people that have stepped up and worked. And I've never seen anybody dedicated as much as in a long time as Ingrid and the whole staff, just trying to get done. And I also meant in the beginning to apologize to everybody that's here, because some of you were here the last time I had the microphone, and I promised that we'd put a shovel in the ground in April. And for you kids, so you kids would know, that wasn't the April that just went by, that was the April before. And so I kind of want to apologize, because the reason why we didn't do that, I think, is because Ingrid hadn't got the shovels yet.
Right, that's
There's some reason why we're a year behind. I got to tell you, I am very proud to be a tri-chair with Gina Canning and with John Falona, and it's such a shame John Falona couldn't be here today. But Gina had the story a little, the way I remember it, is they called me into a meeting, and look where I am today. I mean, if they hadn't done that, I wouldn't be standing here, right? So I think that it's just absolutely wonderful. And if somebody finds me a chair, I'll get off this stage and go over and sit with you. But I want to end by thanking everybody that's been involved, because this is just probably the most wonderful thing. And we've got to start, and we're going to finish it. And I wanted to tell you today that when we're all done, we're going to see that you get a new van to take the kids on trips. Right?
I think we've come a long way from the van, Peter. Yes, I think so. Next, I'd like to introduce Juliana Montel. She is our 2021 Boys and Girls Clubs of Kennebec Valley Youth of the Year.
Hi everyone, I'm Juliana, and I'm the Boys and Girls Club of Kennebec Valley's Youth of the Year. And I'm going to talk about why the club is so important to me and what the building is really going to do for everyone. So, the Boys and Girls Club of Kennebec Valley is the home to over 250 youth. Some kids have literally learned how to walk in these halls, having been in the program since they were 8 weeks old, and continuing on through until they receive their high school diplomas. Kids are signed up for a plethora of reasons, but the true magic of what keeps them there is the essence of what the Boys and Girls Club is truly about. What keeps us coming has nothing to do with the stuff. We love the club because it's pure. It's kids in their rawest forms, receiving the love and comfort that all youth need, regardless of their backgrounds, financial status, or unpredictable behaviors. At the club, we learn that our environment is everything, that we can be ourselves and be celebrated for it, that we can develop leadership when we once found solace spectating, and that we can create family without even looking for it. The unbreakable relationships made at the Boys and Girls Clubs support us when we are weak and celebrate with us when we succeed. These relationships don't stay inside the walls of the club. They become the foundations of what will guide us through life. I depend on my relationships with the staff at my club to keep me motivated and inspired. They are true examples of individuals who can guide and advocate for my well-being. I speak on behalf of many youth who have already come to rely on our club's help and support. Our stories are all different, but kids like me, who have experienced the club for all it is and all it can be, know that it is more than a place to be, but an opportunity to be had. With a new building comes opportunity for more teens like myself to have a better chance of recognizing better possibilities when faced with peer pressures. It means more youth who will always know where their bellies can unquestionably be fed. Here in Gardner, Maine, there's a young person who needs a push, a helping hand, a second chance, nurture, and confidence. Thanks to the support of everyone who made this new clubhouse and sports field possible, we now have room to share these life-changing experiences with more of our community's youth to encourage their great futures.
Okay, thank you, Juliana. Next, I'd like to introduce Mayor Pat Hart. She's here to share her support as the mayor and also as a former parent. Welcome, Pat.
Welcome and thank you, everyone. It is a glorious day in Gardner, Maine. I am so very proud to be here at this groundbreaking for the new Boys and Girls Clubs of the Kennebec Valley. This project, as you've heard today, has been a long time coming, but this project is being carried through on the shoulders of all the people who've worked on this for many, many years. I am so very proud that the city and the city councilors have supported this club ever since it began. It began as the City Recreation Department, and through the guidance and leadership of Ingrid Stanchfield, she was able to, and her team were able to grow the program into the Prey Street School, and now we look forward to the new building. I would like to thank each and every one of you who's donated your time, your money, your efforts, your support to this project. Communities that invest in their children are healthy, happy communities. And thanks to each and every one of you, Gardner is a healthy and happy community. As Peter Prescott and Gina Canning have reported this morning, these kinds of projects only happen when everyone works together. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. So today, I thank you all. I look forward to seeing our future leaders go through not only the current programs, but future programs. We need you. We need each and every one of you to lead the way. So thank you very much. I also would like to give a special thanks to Gina Canning and Peter Prescott, John Filona, and Ingrid Stanchfield for their unwavering belief in this important project. We thank you.
Okay, just before we wrap up, I'd like to thank Munzing Media for live streaming today, Greg Glenn from Nancy Marshall Communication, Nate Mitchell, our club alumni and staff out there taking photographs. I just want to thank everyone that's here today. So, for the fun part, let's move dirt. Woo! Okay, so for the first photograph, people have numbers on your name tags. For the first photograph, if everybody that was a speaker could come to the dirt. Come to the dirt. We got the
Oh, yeah.
Juliana needs a hat, Nicole. Huh?
She won't put a hat on. Ingrid, come get my hat. You're welcome. You know, my husband and his wife, way back in the day.
put your masks up, but we're happy to have you come to the photo, okay?
I'll let you borrow mine, but I feel like you're taller than I am.
Perfect.
Good, how are you? Operations.
Hi.
Yeah. Actual people. Tall people in the back.
Yeah, we can tell people in the back.
Get up there.
No, I'm good. I'll have my picture later.
Hiding in the back as well.
It's all good. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it looks really good. Nice to catch a visit with your mom. Some of us never do. No, Max.
She's really good at rock because the whole thing becomes rock. I say that a lot. See how that goes. We'll turn it out.
Here we go. Big smiles underneath all those masks. Here we go. All right. 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Here you go. Perfect. All right. Very nice.
Not done yet.
No. It's like the damn wedding.
Awesome way to go, guys. We're gonna do group 1. Thank you very much.
Or like stuck at your desk. Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Hi, how are you? Oh, Chelsea. Yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You were one of our very first things. Just after we talked about her. You were in 3D. Right.
Hello?